Hello and welcome to our NITRO race that we did at Walkins Glen this past weekend. Um, this race was a 45 lap race. Stages were 10, 10, and 25. Uh, but the big thing coming into this race was in our truck race earlier, we learned that my driver, Kermit, in the Ford truck at KBM, kind of opened the hornet's nest on the corner cutting. So in the bus stop where you basically just don't even let off the gas and you can get through it without getting a penalty. So we had to enforce a rule where if you put four tires off into the grass in the bus stop, you would have to do a stop and go in the carousel or some equivalent place that would be deemed fit. So, uh, I don't want to add like weird gimmick rules like that, but it kind of felt like it had to been done in this race. So, historically, I've been pretty good at the Glen. I have two wins here, but those were back in like season 4 and 5. So, um, I don't think I've been as fast as I used to be here, but you never know. And I try to do my best that I can. But I had a horrible qualifying. I started 16th, 15th because I spun out and ruined both laps because of it. So we're just the whole field dives into turn one. Surprisingly, not too much chaotic stuff into turn one. Um, this race was definitely tamer than the last few. Surprisingly, I thought this race was going to be a horror show, and I'm going in really soft, and Andrew wants to be a little more aggressive. Don't blame him. But I kind of just let him and Libert go here just because I'm just trying to vibe, I guess you can say. And got to be careful with not trying to cut the gas. And Combat, the 95 car who was on pole, he cut the chicane on the very first lap. So he went from first to a solid 15th in one lap. And I try to pass him here, but I'm not going to have any success because I didn't get a great exit. So we're going to jump up to lap 4 here. And you'll see us going to turn 1. And you see I've worked my way up to 12th place at this point. So we're making up some ground here. And going up through the S's. And the S's can catch you out sometimes, especially this left-hander, and I believe it caught Jay out right here because he dies and I get scared and then I get hit by him and then, that will cause a caution. So the first one of the race, and unfortunately we're in it, so we had to go to the rear. But the big thing is we pitted there. So coming to lap 7, the stage ends in 4 laps, so I'm like, I'm just going to stay out at the end of the stage. I'm not going to run very hard at all here at the stage. And just going to bide my own time here and not do anything dumb and don't get in any trouble here. So just going through the S's in last place and 18th after the caution. And I think I might have hit Durham, made this car a little upset. But we're just jumping up to the end of the stage because I worked my way up to 13th. Mostly just because people are making mistakes and stuff. So at this point I knew I wasn't very fast, so at least I didn't think I was, and maybe I was just mired back in traffic. So we're gonna come home in stage 1 in 13th place, which is not the best result, but we end up staying out at the end here. And here we get to see the decision of pit road here. So a lot of people are coming in, but me, Even, and Combat here all stay out. And I end up moving up all the way to 3rd. So we're going to move up to the restart here. I was second on the outside is what I chose. And Cobra and Andrew and Gary were really fast this race. So I knew I had my work cut out to hold off all these people. So on the restart, we get going. You get a nice start. I was hoping to maybe clear Combat here going into 1, but I was braking really early just to make sure I didn't kill anyone. I got a little loose and I hit Combat, so I made sure he was gonna keep his 2nd place because I felt bad about that, and then Gary was able to clear me as well. And we're just gonna end up going to the S's here. So this was the point where it's like, okay, we finally get to see what type of speed I really have, if I had any at all. Um, so you gotta be careful in the bus stop. It was nerve wracking with the bus stop with that rule where you don't put four tires in the grass because even everyone used to cut it a little bit, but I had a really bad carousel. Bacon gets there. I try to pinch him, but I pinched him too hard, admittedly, and we go in side by side down this back straight or this straight, I guess. We enter this turn. We're low. I kind of push him wide, and then he gets really loose. We talked about it after race. A caution comes out off because of that too. Um, so basically, he said the curb spun him out. So that was pretty unfortunate. I thought I did something wrong, but I wasn't sure. So it was good to get that clarity. And we're coming to a restart on lap 17. This time I chose the inside. The choose cone was kind of interesting tonight because like you felt like you had more protection when you're on the inside like this, but the run you would get off turn one was so much better. So it was an interesting dynamic as we go into the restart here and to enter turn one. And got through turn one pretty good here, surprisingly. And you want to go out as far as possible, and then Cobra has nowhere to go, and he gets put in the fence, and I don't really know. It was kind of my fault, I think. It was just a weird situation because you want to, be as out far as possible to get to the S as best as possible, and then even feels like he's in a rough spot there entering that, so he lets Gary go and also lets me go, and Gary's gonna make a mistake and put four wheels off the grass, and he's gonna have to stop. But I think he just stops down there, which is fine. But I got really, really, really tight there, and Cobra's out to get a huge run, a little contact, nothing too much, and then that was me being dumb right there. I don't even know what I was trying to do. Then I overdrive it, and even overdrives it. I go wide. I'm trying to hold on, and then I decide I hit Cobra again, but I just let him go, and then Andrew gets run on me, and I'm gonna just end up letting him go down in the turn one here. Actually, no, I made a mistake. We had a caution there, so ended up P4. I made a mistake there. So we're coming to 2 to go, and since it's 2 to go, that means there's no caution. So we're racing it all the way to the end of the stage, no matter what happens. And then we get going. 95 was the leader, so I decided to start behind him because he was the leader, so we get the jump. But I brake really early and make sure nothing crazy happens. And you see right there, just that run you get off the exit. But I was able to stick with him, but I thought better to go side by side through the S's. And ended up P3, so I was like, okay, we're in a pretty good spot here. I got a little wiggly there. I was actually doing this race on controller because road courses for me just isn't. I'm just generally faster on a controller at a road course than a wheel. But yeah, so we're just going to Andrew's able to get under me there, so I just let him go because he's just faster than me, and then we were jumping up to the last lap here just because nothing was happening. And then Andrew goes to the grass, and then I get a little loose, and Cobra's able to get me. So I fall down to 5th, but there's no one really behind me, so I felt pretty safe at this point just to bring it home 5th in the stage. But Cobra's also even able to get Andrew there through the bus stop because I guess he got slowed up so much, which isn't too surprising since he got messed up in the S's some way, somehow. But we're just going to bring it home 5th, I think. So, yeah, I'll say this stage was a success since we were able to get a stage point because those guys right there in front of me were just way faster, and I had nothing for them. I didn't put any practice into this, and probably should have put a little bit of practice to gain some speed, but we'll take a 5th place in stage 2 and get that one stage point, which is nice. And now we're going to jump to the start of stage 3 here. I was able to jump Andrew. Actually, no, I didn't jump Andrew in the pits. He just chose that lane. But Mahu in the 14 stayed out. So everyone had to do at least one stop. So Mahu just decided he wanted the track position at the start, which was a pretty smart move, to be honest. And we just go into turn 1, and I get a little wiggly. And I go really wide, but I'm able to get a decent enough exit. But Smoke is on my inside, and I'm able to, keep it on his side by side. But I was able to clear him here, and we're just going down here. I tipped the grass, so he's gonna get a little bit of a run. He takes a look. He sends it in way deep, and then we go side by side. And I'm not exactly sure what happened to him. I didn't feel like I did anything wrong, but he said sorry. Apparently, he said sorry to me. So, not exactly entirely sure. No big deal from my end, but I didn't lose anything out of it really, so I wasn't too upset. And at this point, I kind of ended up in my. I got really loose. So there was a caution. I messed up again, but I'm getting like parts of the race messed up. But I got loose there, and then all chaos breaks out in that last turn, and then there was a caution. So we ended up 6 at the caution. So here we come to the restart. I'm starting P6 again, and Mahu's actually lost a few spots at this point. But here we are at the green. And I see a nice hole on the inside, so I move down a little bit just to make sure I get that to the inside. And then I get a nice run through there, but I didn't want to force the issue, and I get a little loose, and then Libert's able to clear me here, and Smoke's able to stick it there, and I decide to let him go, but that also entails him making Matt get by me as well, which was unfortunate. So I lost, not a good restart on my end at all, so yeah, we're just going to go through the bus stop, and Master sent it in there pretty hard, but all good in the end. But it was a scary moment for me for sure in the race. And at this point, we're going to skip a little bit ahead, a couple laps. Gary here is caught me, but Smoke broke so early it scared me. So I really messed up turn 1. And it's going to tell me losing a spot to Gary, and Bacon's able to get by me here too. And then from this point, I'm in P10. And I'm going to skip a way ahead just because at this point, Bacon just drives away. I get past Smoke at one point, but Bacon just drives away from me, and so does Gary. So I'm in my own little island right here. So I'm just running laps here. The first guy in front of me is like 5 seconds ahead of me, and then the next closest guy behind me, he is Libert 3 seconds behind. So I'm in my own like little world here. I'm up to P4 just because pitch strategy. Everyone was doing different pitch strategies at this point. So some were pitting early, some will end up extending. I kind of split it in the middle here. I pit with coming to 10 to go here. So right here we're going to be coming to pit road, and this is a tricky pit road to enter because the entrance comes up pretty quick on you, and you don't brake as fast as you'd think you would. So just coming to pit road, didn't speed or anything. And as you see here, the 4 has also jumped me in the pits. I don't know if he was ahead of me. I don't think he was ahead of me, so he must have short pitted and jumped me here. And then the 5 was also behind me. He's ran me down through short pitting. And then I'm going to jump a little further into this lap here. And the 5 gets his nose, shows his nose, and I let him have it because he was faster than me most of this race, and make sure he just clears me and stuff. So now, at this point, I was like, I think we're kind of stuck where we are, but we have fallen down to 12th now. But there's still some people that haven't pitted. Even in the 20 car really pushed his gas to like the absolute limit. Now we're jumping to lap 41, and to my surprise, I'm not really sure what happened, but Matt Chaffee here at a moment, and I was able to run him down. So he must got really loose off that final turn. That final turn can actually really get you sometimes if you gun it too much. Easy to spin out of that turn. We have moved up to 10th place here, and I was hoping Chaffee make another mistake because I knew he's faster than me, but if he makes another mistake, I can make something happen. So, but it turns out he didn't make a mistake at this point, so we're on the final lap here in 10th. I'm able to stick with him, surprisingly. I was really hoping he was going to make a mistake in these last few turns so I could gain an extra spot, because even though we haven't won and are locked into the playoffs, I always want every spot possible. just because it just feels good to get every spot possible, you know. As weird as it sounds, but Andrew ended up winning this race. He's really good at the road courses, so that wasn't really a surprise. And we come out of the final turn, and we're gonna bring it home P10. Speed-wise, I was kind of disappointed because I was just off the pace. I couldn't really. Oh yeah, after the race, I just go full throttle and to the 5. I pulled a Jimmy Johnson, but yeah, I was kind of disappointed. It was just weird. Like, I just didn't feel fast. I feel like I was under driving the car. So I don't know. This is not my best performance overall, but brought it home P10, another top 10. So we'll move on to next week, which is Texas, which is one of my best tracks, and a race I felt like I should have won last season if some certain things went a different way. But that's it for Walkins Glen. It was a pretty uneventful stage 3 where I kind of was on an island and stuff, so not much to really show. If you guys enjoyed it, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. See ya!